I genuinely believe that one of the best ways to break into the data analytics or data science space is by doing postgraduate diplomas in data science, because these are amazing programs that are much more tailored for individuals that either do not come from technology spaces and they want to get into data science spaces. And because these programs are also recognized by companies and industry, they are a great way for you to really put yourself in a better position to actually qualify for those roles. Now, in today's video, we're going to look at some of those programs offered by South African universities in detail. So I'll go through the requirements, modules, and everything that is covered. But before we get into that, how's it, Data Fam? Welcome to Data with Clearance. Now, if you're new, please guys, do not forget to like and subscribe so you can see more content like this. Without wasting any time, let's get into it. Okay, so what I've got here is actually postgraduate diplomas in data science that are offered by South African universities. And we're going to look at the 5 universities specifically, and we're also going to do a comparison to see which one is more suitable for you depending on what you want to achieve, right? But before we get started, I just want to clarify something. So every program in this video is a postgraduate diploma. It is not a master's program, right? So a postgraduate diploma gives you an NQF Level 8, which is an equivalent of doing an honors degree, right? These are usually 1 year full-time programs. Some of them are part-time, so it really depends on the universities, right? They are also designed to upskill those that really want to transition into the data science space, or want to basically find a bridge for them to get into masters in data science. For example, the one from Wits, I know that if you meet the requirements, you can actually get into your masters in data science, right? So we're going to look at them in much more detail. Now, starting with the first one, so the order here is not really saying that this one is the best, it's just a random sort of order. So the first one that I'm going to start with on this list is the one from Wits University, which is the PGDip in data science from Wits University. This one specifically comes from the Faculty of Science, so the School of Computer Science and Applied Mathematics. That's where this one actually comes from. So this is basically, I would say, the most accessible on this list, because they do not care whether you've got work experience or you do not do, let's say, data science at postgraduate level, or you do not study IT. This is the one that caters for everyone, regardless of your background, whether you studied something that is completely different from IT, you can also get in. But we will look at some of the entry requirements, right? So here's the structure. Very important to understand the structure. So they offer 4 compulsory sort of like courses, which is programming for data scientists. This is normally Python programming, right? And then you look at mathematics and statistical foundation for data science. There is no data science without statistics, right? So these are really good indicators that it's a good program. You've got applied machine learning. This is basically you applying sort of like mathematics and machine learning to be able to see if you're able to build all of those different machine learning. So if you want to apply machine learning, this is going to be an amazing program for that, right? There's data science and practice. So this is more about looking at the ethics side of data science and also big data. I think that's what this one really focuses on. So once you've done that, you can choose from 5 electives, right? From these electives, you need to choose 5 electives. So you can choose from spatial temporary data analysis, you can choose from health analytics, you can choose from data science and education, visualizations of African societies, social media analysis in the global south, applications of machine learning and chemistry. So these are some of the electives that you can actually choose. But remember, I think you need to choose about 5 of them, if I'm not mistaken, right? Then these would be your electives. So this is a compulsory, you have no way but you have to do them, right? Now, with understanding of some of the things that are being offered by this program, let's look at the entry requirements. Now, from an entry requirements perspective, you need to have a bachelor's degree or an NQF Level 7 qualification. So if you have an NQF Level 7 qualification, you're good. The only thing that they will need is a 60% and above in mathematics for matric. So if you did pure mathematics, you should be good. Unfortunately, if you did math literacy, I'm not sure whether you'd meet the requirements, but I would say it's better to send a message to the course coordinator of the faculty to just get that inquiry, but they normally consider 60% and above for mathematics. People normally ask this, like, how is the method of attendance? Do I have to be there on campus every single time? look, they apply a hybrid approach, and some of the lectures are not really important for you to be there in person. That's how they normally just do it, right? But one thing that I'll say, when it comes to practical assessments where you need to write a test, some of those assessments have to be done on campus, right? Not to say they don't offer classes on campus, but it's more of a hybrid approach, because most of the people that actually take this program would normally be people that, let's say, are also working, right? So you will be expected to be on campus at certain times, especially if you're going to be writing assessments, right? Duration, 1 year. Applications will be closing in November, so please make sure that you apply. Now, as I've said, this is best for career changes, people that come from non-technical degrees, right? So specifically someone that comes from a non-technical degree, but you've got a bachelor's sort of qualification on NQF Level 7, you want to do this one. They do not require work experience, unlike the other programs that we're going to be looking at, right? Very important, and you're getting it from Wits, which is a really, really amazing universities with a lot of credibility and that, right? Cool. So now let's go to the next one. The next one comes from Stellenbosch University, right? This is a PGDip in data engineering. Very important. A PGDip in data engineering with a focus on data science. Now, just a disclaimer, right? This is the most technically demanding program on this list. Very important to note, right? And the reason that I say that, it has a focus in engineering basics, so it leans more, as much as the focus is data science, but it leans more to the engineering side. So this is more suitable for people that are very technical and come from engineering backgrounds, right? Would be suitable for you. Now, in terms of the structure, you will do 8 modules, 6 core data science modules, and 2 generic modules, right? Plus a short professional communication modules is really great for you to learn how to communicate as a professional. Now, what are those core modules? You're going to learn about data science, applied machine learning, right? Optimization, data analytics. You're going to learn about visualizations, image, text, time series, right? Big data technologies are really good if you also want to branch into data engineering in the future. Big data technologies such as Spark, Hadoop, distributed systems are really important, right? And applied deep learning. Look, deep learning is a very advanced field, so you can see that this is a very technically inclined program. Now, the generic modules that you're going to learn about are project management, really good if you're going to be managing projects. Industrial management, really good. I think for engineers, these are things that are really important. Now, let's look at the entry requirements. Firstly, you need a BTech, you need a B engineering, you need a BSc, right? So those are some of the requirements that you have to actually meet for you to get into this. If you do not have any of this, unfortunately, you might not qualify. So you must have also passed your first year mathematics or applied mathematics or statistics, right? As I've said, so they do require you to have some sort of experience in mathematics and first year programming. So you will really need to have done programming before and have done mathematics at a university level. So if you didn't do it at a university level, this one is not going to be for you, but mostly for the engineering people. Cool. Now, you need to have about 65% on your last year of study. That's the requirements. If you do not meet these requirements, unfortunately, you will not qualify. But remember, you still have Wits and you still have the other options to go for, right? But if you feel like this is more suitable for you, I'll say please, by all means, go for it. Cool. Let's look at the mode of study. Look, one thing about this one, you get about 2 weeks of self-paced pre-reading and pre-assessment period. So I feel like that's when you'll be working online, which is followed by either a lecture block week and post-assignment period. So this is when you have to be on campus. So they do have mandatory in-person sessions, unfortunately. So if you are not going to be able to be in person, this is going to be a problem for you, right? So please just make note of that. As much as it is hybrid, but there will be certain times where you have to be. It's mandatory for you to attend some of the classes. Now, in terms of the progression, a strong pass mark of 65% across all 6 core modules is required. And it can also open a path to the master's in engineering research. So, like I said, there's a focus in engineering, this one. This one is best for engineering, mathematics, computer science graduates who already code and want the deepest technical treatment, especially with deep learning and optimization. So if you're really technical, this is going to be for you. Cool. Now, the next one that we're going to be looking at is the STADIO. I think it's called STADIO, right? So the STADIO Postgraduate Diploma in Data Science. This one, they call it a distance learning. I think distance learning basically means online learning, right? You don't have to be on campus, basically, right? So this is a distance learning program built around a complete data science life cycle. So they look at the data science life cycle holistically, so it's really going to be great, right? Now, in terms of the modules, you will start with an introduction to data science and statistics, very much beginner friendly, right? Working with data. This is a very basic concept that I feel like are beginner friendly and suitable for people that are starting out. Data science 1, data science 2, capstone project. So you're going to be doing a project which is really good for your portfolio as you apply for jobs. And the one thing that I like about this, you choose electives. You can either do electives in data science and finance or data science and marketing, right? So if you're more interested in how data science is applied in finance or is applied in marketing, I think this is really good. Just like how in Wits, with the Wits one, you can do data science in health, education, all of that. I think these ones allow you to apply data science in specific industries, which is really, really good. I like the way that they do this one, also with the Wits University one, right? Now, the tools that you'll be using, you're going to be doing Excel, Python, you're going to be learning about supervised and unsupervised learning, the different machine learning models that you need, linear, logistic regression, support vectors, decision tree, neural networks, and all of that, right? So you will be doing all of that stuff. Sounds like a really solid program, right? I have to say, really solid program. Now, entry requirements. A bachelor's in mathematics is required, computer science, IT, data science, engineering, or commerce, if you're coming from commerce, great, or statistics, plus proof of Python. You need to prove that you can actually do Python, right? No Python proof, you can complete an intro, an intro Python course before the second trimester. Basically, you can actually do that if you don't have the proof, right? Really important to make note of that, right? So this one, as I've said, this is basically NQF Level 8, and it takes like 1 year, right? And it's fully distance, so it's online, really suitable for someone who's not able to be traveling to campus every single time, right? Really good. Best for working professionals who want flexibility, fully remote, qualification with no domain, with a domain angle, almost say no, like finance and marketing, right? Which is really great. So if you're someone who really values not being on campus every time, this is going to be great for you. Now, number 4, this is the region. I don't know how to pronounce this institution. I think it's Regens. There, let's just say Regens, right? So Regens Postgraduate Diploma in Data Science, right? This comes from their School of Technology. So this is a Python first, so they have a focus in Python, and it basically runs twice a year from February to July, right? You want to sign up for that one. Let's look at the modules that are covered. Firstly, you do data science with Python, statistics for data science, the data ecosystem, predictive modeling with machine learning, deep learning, data storytelling. So they do look at data visualization, which I think is really good, right? Skills emphasis, Python proficiency, data visualization, statistics, foundations, neural networks, and also understanding data ecosystem, how the data ecosystem actually fits together. So I feel like it's a genuine sort of program, right? I'd say maybe not as strong as the others, but I think it's a really, really good program. Remember, entry requirements for this one, you need to basically have a 3-year bachelor's degree or NQF level 7 plus relevant work experience. Unfortunately, you need work experience to actually qualify for this one. That is actually relevant. So that could be a problem for some people that maybe do not have working experience, right? Now, the details, it is SACA accredited, I guess, just like the others, they're all accredited, right? So this is best for professionals who want a business-oriented program, storytelling heavy, a take on data science and value into with some flexibility, right? So because this one, I think it runs for like 2 years, I think so. So value 2 intake windows, a year for flexibility, right? So if you want a little bit more flexibility, you can go for this one. But I've spoken to some people that said it can be quite hectic, right? That's one thing that I'd say. So I have attached the link. If you guys want the links are on my video description. You should be able to see the links for each and every single one of those programs, right? Now, last but not least, this is one of the strong ones. I do not want to lie to you guys. So this one comes from the discipline of statistics, right? So this is from UKZN, the Postgraduate Diploma in Data Science. Now, the nice thing about this one, this is the most experience-driven program on the list. you need experience, unfortunately, to get into this one, right? So it's run by the statistics discipline, right? This is suitable for someone who's already working. Now, let's look at the focus areas. Some of the focus area are around data mining, applied binary classification, statistical software. So boot camps expose students to large range of tools, right? Workplace-based industry project. So I think you also get a workplace-based sort of like industry project, which is really good. The approach really here is for you to apply your knowledge, right? It's really application over theory. The whole design is about producing well-rounded, industry-ready analysts rather than the pure theories. This is really about practice, right? So this one is a massive, massive focus on practice. Entry requirements, this is really important. A bachelor's in commerce, engineering, science, plus at least 2 years of industry working data management. So you need to already be in the data space, unfortunately, with this one, and you need a portfolio evidence showing that you actually have been working in this space. Now, this acts as a bridge into their masters in data science. If you want to go into masters in data science, you can actually do this one. It's a great program for that, right? Cool. Now, before we end off here, this is best for working professionals. That is what I want to just make note of, right? If you are a working professional, I think this program is really, really going to be good, right? So I would highly recommend that you actually attend this one. And remember, it's a 2-year program and it's also part-time and hybrid. So it's really suitable for working professionals, right? So you don't have to do it in 1 year. I did try doing a postgraduate diploma in data science in 1 year. It was rough. So this one is really good. Now, look, I think you've already seen, as I was explaining, that, look, if you want one that does not require you to have coding background or technical degree, you want to go for the one from Wits, right? No computer science required, right? If you're an engineer and you want to branch into data science, you want to go for the one from Stellenbosch, right? If you have some industry experience, right, the Wits one does not require industry experience. STADIO also the same thing. Regenesys also the same thing. Now, the one that requires experience is the one from UKZN, right? You really need to have working experience there, unfortunately, right? In terms of the study mode, if you need fully remote flexibility, STADIO, Regenesys, basically, and they do two intakes in a year, right? Now, if you can do hybrid or block release, you want to do the Wits one, Stellenbosch or the UKZN, right? So I think these ones are really also great programs, right? But in a nutshell, these are some of the postgraduate diplomas of data science that are offered by South African University. I would say these are some of the best in the country. So regardless of where you actually do it, I think it really depends on your needs and requirements and how you can basically set up with the requirements, right? So I think that's it with the list. I will do another list on undergraduate programs for data science if you guys are interested in it. But please let me know in the comments what you think and what else should I actually sort of do in the space of data science in terms of universities, right? But that's it for me, guys. Please do not forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thanks.